Seriously, who decided to amp up everything for the sequel? Whoever it was, thank you.
Welcome to the horror show. You realize there is nowhere to run. Don't know, came to fight. Paranoia is getting alive.
Bloodstone, Subspecies 2. Carl was my favorite human in the first movie, and he was only a side character. And in this, Professor Nikolai Popescu, who also is just a side character, is my favorite human as well. Well, he and Lieutenant Marin. The plot! After Michelle, the last surviving woman of the female trio in the first movie, escapes the clutches of Radu, she makes her way back to the city and gets in touch with her sister, Rebecca, played by William Shatner's daughter, who immediately flies down to help her. However, Michelle has been bitten by Radu and Stefan, and now her master wants his fledgling back. He will pursue her relentlessly. Also along for the ride are two investigators, Marin, whom I have mentioned before, and Mel, who are looking for Michelle with Rebecca, but can she be saved in time? I love the first movie, don't get me wrong, but Part 2, which was shot back-to-back with Part 3, is just as wonderfully energetic and all-around a better movie than the first. We only get one returning actor from Part 1 in this movie, Andrejov, whom plays Radu in all the official Subspecies movies excluding the spin-off Vampire Journals. Laura Tate, however, didn't return to play Michelle, but instead Denise Duff took over the role, and I feel she does a better job. Still not as great as she could be, but she's definitely an improvement. Michael Danish plays Popescu, and he is very artsy. He's a little old man whom left Romania 48 years ago before this movie started filming. It was a welcome home for him. One character I didn't mention in the plot but portrays a very important role in the movie is Mummy, Radu's mother.
Mummy, Bloodstone boo-boo.
Want your Bloodstone? Go for it! She is played by Pamela Gordon. She's creepy to look at and hear of. What I never understood was why and how did Angus Scrimm's character in the first movie ever hit that nasty-looking witch up? The power of illusion will be my guess.
You think you'll never hit me up? I got a Bloodstone.
This movie is presented with more vivid appeal than the first. I mean, sure, the first movie had the wonderful cinematography, but it always stayed in one certain whitish tint throughout the whole movie, even at night. There's more locations in this installment. Instead of just the castle, they're in the city of Bucharest. Hunanduaro's countryside is also featured. All these locations are beautiful, and fits the atmosphere of the series. It carries over well from the first movie. It's a spooky good time in Romania tonight. Also, if you were ever wondering how in the first movie Radu got from one place to another, so fast, it seems that he can teleport via shadow. Well, it sort of is, but it looks way cooler than it sounds. I don't know how he does it with the shadows, but damn, it is creepy looking. The core, we get stabbings, blood splatter, a melted corpse, and some more. It's definitely more than the first movie offered, and I dig it. The musical score are much of the same as the first movie, but there's also a metal band that plays some scenes. They kind of sound like a rejected but still appreciated Slayer-like group. The people who sang the songs and the people who sang the songs also did the special effects for Subspecies 2 and 3, which are awesome. Speaking of metal bands being featured, or in this case, featuring elements from Subspecies, Murdoch's Nightwing's intro features the main theme from Subspecies, and is about the vampire Radu Vladislas and all his glory. This is a great sequel. You still get all the good elements from the first movie, and some more things that make it better than the first. The characters, new and old, are wonderful. They don't feel forced, or put in for padding's sake. Everyone has a purpose. Everything that was in the first is in here, just amped up. Even though the musical score is the same, it has some cool elements, and it fits. Much like Subspecies 1, Subspecies 2 is a wonderful experience. I wouldn't trade this series for any other vampire movie. No Lost Boys 4, Seven Frights Nights 3 or even 30 Days of Nights 3 could make me feel the same way as the Subspecies movies do. It's dark, gothic, atmospheric, and just a blast to watch. It was a really good time watching the making of this movie too, because everyone seemed to be having a fun time and were much more comfortable in their element, much like the viewer who would be watching the series. Overall, I give Bloodstone Subspecies 2 a 4 out of 5. I'm Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Entertainment. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below and to leave comments and subscribe.